Look at that sun. Would you look at it? Another beautiful day to go and get it. I'm feeling good. I'm excited to see the sun. It's still a little wet outside, but at least it's not raining. I'm stoked about that. Earlier the sun came out and then it ended up raining again, so I don't have my hopes way up, but I am at least grateful to see a little sunlight and some blue sky. Very grateful. Last couple days have been pretty tough for me. I'm always out trying to go and get it, but I rescheduled my whole week thinking that it was going to be like a, I don't even know what I thought it was going to be, but I thought it was going to be a lot worse than it was. Like some rain and wind. But anyway, when I sit around, I still, I have to learn something. So I've been researching all kinds of stuff that I didn't know how to do, trying to learn something, trying to grow all that I can. That's the name of the game. I don't like to waste time. So I was definitely on that research tip. Back in the shop today, I was able to pick up a new Durango for the police department and get that tinted up for them the way they needed to. Just kind of easing back into it. I've almost forgot how to go and get it. I'm just kidding. Listening to a speech though with Tom Bilyeu and this other guy. I don't know why his name has escaped me. I'll have to figure that out later. Anyway, I wasn't so much worried about his name as I was his message. He started to talk about skateboarding and how skateboarding really set the tone for his life in business. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm really, I was really captivated when he said that, because years and years and years ago, I had the desire to learn how to skateboard, right? And so I did. But he was talking about how skateboarders are resilient and they understand that. He spoke about this one skater in particular who every time he failed, he would take little mental notes on what he did wrong and what he needed to change next time he attempted that trick. And he continued to fail over and over until he tweaked it enough and landed it. And after he figured it out, he was like, I got it. This is it. I'm going to land it. And he did. He nailed it because he had been taking these little mental notes from his failures in order to succeed and land the trick. So I thought back and I'm like, wait a minute. Years ago, I had this desire. I don't know what it was, but it was back when Robbing Big was big. Robbing Big was big. It was back when Robbing Big was hot. And I fell in love with the kickflip. Very simple trick for most experienced skaters, right? But I was just like, yo, that kickflip is sick. I want to learn how to do a kickflip. I want to do a kickflip. And I was like, I'm going to get a skateboard. I'm going to get some shoes and I'm going to start skateboarding. I'm going to learn. And I was like, okay, well, I know some of my friends used to skateboard, and I started telling my buddy, and I'm like, yo, I want to learn how to do a kickflip. He was like, man, I ain't stepped on a skateboard in years, but I was able to do a kickflip years ago. He's like, I think my skateboard's under my bed. I'm going to get it. He's like, I can try to teach you. I'm like, dude, let's do it. I'm going to get a board. I'm going to get some shoes. We're going to learn how to do this kickflip. But before I could learn the kickflip, I had to learn how to do an ollie, which is the most basic trick. The one thing you got to learn, right? So I learned how to do the ollie, got that down pat, try, fail, and knocked it out. I'm like, all right, I want to learn this kickflip, dog. I started trying to learn a kickflip. It was tough. I kept failing. He was like, well, look, if you hold on to a door handle and just try to teach yourself how to flip the board first, then you can learn how to do the kickflip based on that. So I spent hours, many afternoons, holding on to this door handle at Huck Sansbury, trying to learn to flip this skateboard. And trying. I got it to where I could flip it. Long story short, I learned how to do a kickflip. And that was my favorite trick. I learned how to do a kickflip. I was so dedicated and dead set on accomplishing the kickflip. Whatever I had to do to get to the kickflip was minuscule. I got it done, and I was able to land the trick. And now, after a couple tries, I can still do a kickflip, which is dope, right? Anyway, and I started to think about it. I'm like, okay, well, if that, that's the strategy. That's the strategy for success. Try, fail, tweak it. Try, fail, learn something, tweak it. Try, fail, learn something, tweak it until you figure it out. and then it's like, all right, I got it. You know what I'm saying? That's why when he said something about skateboarding, I'm like, okay, well, there are many things that I've done in my life that I know I wasn't supposed to do for a very long period of time. I was supposed to do them for just enough time to learn what I needed to learn and move on. Skateboarding was one of those things. Being a security, public safety, trying to get into law enforcement, that was another one of those things. Like, I wasn't supposed to be a skateboarder, but I was supposed to learn the lesson of try, fail, keep trying until you get it, tweak it, change your approach, try it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is the game. And I was just like, boom, like my mind was blown. I'm like, are you serious? You've been teaching me all this time? You know what I'm saying? And I thought, like, I'll fast forward a little bit and get off subject. But when I got into, I wanted to be a cop, right? And I kept trying, I kept applying. I'm like, dang on, man, like, I'm never going to get, you know, like, I'm never going to be a police officer. Like, I want to be a police officer. Like, I think I would be a good police officer, right? So, I, applied, didn't get it, running, working out. I was like, okay, well, I need to get some type of public safety experience. So I got into security, security and public safety, dealing with people, the uniform, the structure, having a uniform press. Like, I'm like, okay, well, this will be a stepping stone into law enforcement. This will give me the experience that I need, right? Well, I never got it. But everything that I learned while I was there has served me so well that I couldn't be who I am and where I am had I not went through that job, right? So, we get bent out of shape when things don't go our way, but ultimately I think everything that we do, like, if it doesn't work out, there's still something really valuable we're supposed to take out of it. Anyway, this video has kind of ran on. I've been rambling, but I'm just having these random thoughts, and I'm just, thinking back, and I'm like, dang. So this is what we've been doing? Like, this is what you've been trying to teach me, and like, this is how I was taught, and this is how I learned that, and try. Ultimately, if there's something that you want, like, now I have these arrogant thoughts, and I try to be really, really humble, and I feel bad when I have arrogant thoughts, and like, one of them is like, it rings in my mind sometimes. It's like, man, I get what I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't take no for that. Like, I get what I want. Like, if I want to learn, if I want your job and I don't know how to do your job, I will study and research and learn your job and take your job if I want it. Like, those are the thoughts that I have, because I know I get what I want, and you can too. Anybody can have exactly what they want if they're willing, they really want it, and willing to research and learn and do whatever it takes to become good, great, outstanding at that job, right? That's why I say I get what I want. If I want it, I can have it if I'm willing to put in the work. Like, I wanted that kickflip, man. I wanted to be able to do a kickflip. I didn't want to be watching people do kickflips. I wanted it, and I did whatever I had to do to get it. And once I got it, I lost interest in it. But I get what I want. For the simple fact that I know I can learn whatever I want to learn. And that's the thing. People can learn anything they really want to learn. So what is it that you want? What are you willing to do? How much are you willing to study and research for what it is that you claim you want? It's a good question to ask yourself. What do you want? What are you willing to do for it? I can tell you now, I get what I want. Much love.
See on the